Now, another issue I want to talk about really quickly is when change happens. See, ladies and gentlemen, I've been in this industry for 25 years. 25 years. And I've never ever taken the time to count up the companies that I've been with. But don't forget that my first goal was, wow, if I can find a way to provide for my family, that's worth, that I could make more money and help more people than I could as an auto mechanic. And I could spend personal time with them and also give more to charity. That's always been my goal from when I seen this industry 25 years ago. And now what happens sometimes is, here I was working with one company for over 6 years. It was called NSA. And then all of a sudden, in a blink of an eye, things changed. And when you're an entrepreneur and you're successful, you got to be flexible. One of the key things of leadership is being flexible and also, listen closely, also being positive. See, 98% of the people that are listening to this call and maybe watching the video after if it's recorded, the number one thing that we do is when change happens, we always think it's bad. We always think it's bad. They're like, well, what are they doing to me? And why didn't they tell me? And are they going to hurt me? Are they going to, take my group? Is someone going to steal this? And why are they being dishonest? And, dishonesty is not being Christian. And why doesn't people know? And why are they keeping me in the dark? And right away, do you notice we always talk about us? It's what is it doing to me? Why doesn't people know? Why don't people want to tell me? And see, ladies and gentlemen, even though I've got involved in this industry 25 years ago and done it full time for 25 years, change happens. Change constantly happens. So ladies and gentlemen, what was I doing 3 years and 9 months before I got Jovan Kabasic called me up? And here I am. I'm working with another company. And I'm working with that company and everything's going good. Then Jovan Kabasic calls me up and meets with me. And he introduces me to a better opportunity. He exposes me to this product called Gano lucidum. He shares with me all the testimonials and also the ease of this industry. And so, ladies and gentlemen, right then and there, I had to make a decision of, was I going to continue to do what I've done, or am I going to do something different? See, I get excited about change. I get super, super excited about change. And a lot of you, as you're hearing me and we're talking about this, you're probably thinking that I know more than you do. I don't. See, when you understand this industry, you got to believe in your heart that companies do things because they believe that they need to. Sometimes things change. And when things change, you got to make sure that you don't listen to all the rumors and you don't listen to people that get emotionally upset because they think it's about me. Oh, they're hurting us and, they're taking advantage. I've even heard people say, these people are not Christians. You know what I mean? And it's like people get hurt and they immediately think the negative. And you can't do that. You got to make a decision based on information that's true. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I got a Gano Excel check yesterday in the mail. I deposited it in the mail. I haven't missed my pay. My pay is coming like clockwork. I got up this morning. I had my Gano Excel coffee. And guess what? I believe in Jovan Kabasic. I believe in Jovan Kabasic. I also believe in his ability to trust other people. So when he trusts people like Tony Potter and Mike Miramoto, when he trusts Alejandro, when he trusts those people, I got to believe in his ability to pick the right clientele that got me to where we are today. So when he picks Chris Tidwell, and I wouldn't be getting, get this, probably $50,000, $60,000 a month from South America. I got to believe in Chris Tidwell. I got to believe in what they're doing is what they believe is in the best interest for the people that got them there. The only thing that I have, ladies and gentlemen, is trust and faith. It's funny, isn't that what the Bible says that you should have? Isn't that what every Christian should have? Is trust and faith. You know, so when you sit there and you hear about all these things and people get all emotional, don't get mad when I say this, but some of you are going to be very upset when I say this. That kind of emotion, that kind of, oh, I'm being hurt, that kind of craziness is what got Jesus killed. Did you guys catch that? See, because everybody said, oh my God, he's the King of Kings, and he's saying he's this, and he's saying he's that, he's going to hurt this people, and he's going to hurt that people. Then everyone sort of questioned. See, there wasn't very many people that said, no, he's not. No, they questioned, maybe they're right. Maybe they are trying. Maybe he isn't really the king. Maybe he isn't really the people that he says he is. And they started to second guess him. And isn't it funny that when it came down to the end times, he told his best friend that you're going to deny me 3 times before the crow calls. You're going to deny me. No, I'm not. I'm standing next to you. There's no way I'm going to deny you. And he did. See, so when things are coming, don't listen to people. Wait to get the facts. What if the facts are not available right now? Then it also says be patient. Just be patient. You know, I trust Joven. I trust Tris Tidwell. I don't know what's all going on. I just know it's all going to be okay. I just know it will be. I've been in companies in the middle of the companies where they changed their name. If you've heard of Amway. Amway used to be called American Way. And before Rich and Jay started American Way, now called Amway, used to be called Quick Star. Now it's called Amway again. They were with a company for 10 years called Neutralite. 10 years. And then they didn't like what was going on, so they had to make it better for them and the rest of the people that were their family. And they did. So that's what I have to say about that. I know a lot of people are all about them. I need to know, I need to know, I need to know. All I know is that I trust Joven Kabasic. He was the one that introduced me to Gano Excel. He's the one that introduced me and changed my income and my lifestyle best it's ever been for the last 3 years and 9 months. I have to believe in that until it's not true. But I'm going to believe and have faith until I find out different. So Alejandro, anything you need to add to that?
Well, Robert, I don't believe that anybody could have said it better than you. But I would like to ask you some questions. You know, obviously, in this moment of confusion for some people, you know, I think that all of us need to reapply the recipe that you just gave us to be trusting, to have faith. But as you know, these moments is when people from other companies or people who are upset at us, you know, take this opportunistic chance to talk and confuse. So what would you say to anybody that is in the conference today, all confused, not knowing, you know, if what the companies outside are saying is true?
Great question. The number one thing that I would say is it's funny because a book's going to come out within the next year on this one fact. And the fact is I learned this, Alejandro, from a multi-billionaire named Roger Penske. And here's what he said. You always got to ask yourself, how do you know that? How do you know that? See, people come up all the time and they can say to me, you know, right now in America, we got this great big election going on. Do you know all the negative stuff I've heard about Romney? And do you know all the negative stuff I've heard about Obama? You got to sort of mentally in your mind go, wait a minute. How do I know that? See, if I don't know the fact to be a fact, I question it. Now, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It doesn't make me better than you. I used to be that way. See, years ago, before I worked on my mind and my heart, people could say something to me and I'd believe it. I'd flat out, people go, hey, did you hear they're going to raise the sales tax and they're going to raise if Obama gets in, they're going to raise taxes and it's going to cost you, it's going to cost me an extra $600,000 a year. Did you hear that? I used to get all upset. Oh my God, that he's a bad guy. Tell everybody. I used to be the guy, ladies and gentlemen, and if you're doing this, stop it. I used to be the guy that would spread rumors. Why? Because I believed that they were true. So I would then go to people that I knew, and they would go to people that they know, and the story kept changing. And I've seen this happen with companies where they might make one change in the compensation plan. The last change that we made with a compensation plan for Gano Excel increased my income every week. But what was the outside people saying? What did the other companies were saying? Oh my God, they're changing their comp plan again. They're not stable. They're going. I've heard that Jovan Kabasig is broke. I've heard that Gano Excel is going under. I've heard all these crazy things, and you got to ask yourself. It says stand strong. Stand strong. So I need to find out if anybody says to me, hey, did you hear this? Did you hear this? The first thing that I say to them is, how do you know that? What do you mean? Well, you just told me that this new company called Gano Life is taking over everything. How do you know that? Well, I seen a post on Facebook. Wow, that I've never seen anything on the internet that wasn't true. I've never seen anything on Facebook that isn't true. Are you kidding me? So you got to say, hey, I need to know. Now, here is the problem, and I get it. Alejandro, I know your customer service department has probably been going crazy. Well, then when someone tells you something that you don't know that's true, you don't know whether it's fact or not, then when you call somebody that you believe should know the facts and they don't know anything, oh my God, now what? See, ladies and gentlemen, if you really, really think about it, I've been told in my past, that people that were close to me were doing things that they shouldn't do. And I found out later it wasn't true. Can you imagine being told by somebody, hey, you know what? I think your friend or your spouse is doing some bad things. And then you attack your friend and your spouse and you find out later it wasn't true. That's not a real friend. That's also not an entrepreneur. You'll see entrepreneurs are steadfast. They have faith. They have vision. They stay focused on the goal until they hear the right facts. But here's another thing. What if some of the facts that you guys are hearing are true? Gano Life is a new company and it's going to take over Gano Excel. What if some of the rumors are true? See, I don't know that to be fact, but I still want to know the facts because every time my life has changed over the last years, I used to be a mechanic. I got hurt, put on workman's comp. Doctor told me my knee wasn't going to be well anymore. And I believed him. And I got very sad, very depressed. Thought my whole life was ruined. That change ended up being one of the best changes of my life. It didn't look like it at the time. So the change when I met Jovan Kabasig 3 years, 9 months ago, that was another change I had to deal with. I had to start over. I had to move from Montana to California. A lot of changes in my life and my family's life. Good changes. Might have not looked at it at the time. So I need to get all the facts. I personally don't know all the facts. So I can't help you with those. But I know that I have faith and a belief. And I know that I'm not going to listen to other companies wanting to hurt me and my family. I look at Gano Excel as my family. So did that help you, Alejandro? That was a great question.